If I revealed the date of my wedding, everyone would know the combination to my luggage or whatever.
Yeah, they would dox you, obviously, or you would dox yourself, I guess.
They'd go back in time and find my wedding.
Welcome once again to Chill Filter, the podcast where we drink whiskey so you don't have to, but you probably should. You probably are. Let's be real. Hey, that's why we like you. I just ran up a flight of stairs, and here's the business for this week. Run up a flight of stairs to Instagram.com or whatever the way you get to Instagram and reach out to us. That's right. Sander Sindel. We're talking to you. Reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. We'll get more into Sander in a moment. But that's the business for this week. As Robbie used to say, reach out and touch us. Which wasn't the words to the Depeche Mode song, but he thought it was. And today is a very special day. We're drinking a very special bourbon for a very special day. And that day, the day this is released at least, is Bryan Rapp's birthday. He's turning 31.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah. Dude, we're at that age where we're like, wish,
Dude, well, I know, right? Like, ideal age. Do you, in your mind, what was your ideal age?
When I was what age? Or right now? Like right now?
Just like when you think back, like I was in my prime and I had the best time of my life. Not even necessarily like what you happen to be doing at the time, but just like how you felt and your fitness level and your everything about your person. Like, when were you just at peak Cole?
Honestly, there's something that tells me now because
good.
My kids are a little older. They're not freaking me out all the time. And I am in shape now. And I feel like the most fit of my life. But I also feel like I could have been a few years back, but I wasn't. So if it's like historically, empirically, now is the answer. But if it's like hypothetically, I would have said probably 31, 32.
Nice. Yeah, I'm living back at about 24. When I think back, man, when I was like first couple
of years,
you were like a ladies
man.
Hey, we all try.
Yeah.
Fresh out of college. First couple of years
engineering
of
job.
working a real job. Like, don't own a house that I have to take care of.
Yeah.
Like, can go on hikes, whatever, like no problem. Going on dates, just living it up. Like that was, man, 24-ish was just like anything can happen.
I'll tell you what, there's something like, I love my wife. I love being married and I'm happy in my marriage, but there is something about the pursuit that was so much fun. You know what I'm talking about?
There's an exciting aspect to it. You never know who you're going to bump into, whatever. Did you ever ask out a random person? Like not even 100%. At like
multiple times.
I the one that I remember, maybe just I only ever did it once or twice, but like I was at like a doctor's office and the receptionist checked me in. And then as I was leaving, I was like, hey, I was like, can I take you out to dinner sometime? And of course it was.
What'd she say?
She said, I have a boyfriend.
That happened to me a few times for sure.
Yeah.
There was one instance where I was at a community college for like a semester because I was kind of between going from Texas to Virginia again. And I was in Colorado Springs, and there was this one woman, like a young lady, that just had these beautiful eyes. And I was at unpeak Cole at the time. I was like not looking good in weight and face and like everything. But I was in this like study group thing, and it was kind of impromptu, so it wasn't like we always met together or something. It was like one time, and I met her, and I was like, here's what I did. I didn't ask her out, but I gave her my number on a piece of paper. I'm like, if you ever want to hang, like, give me a call, or give me a text or something. And she did, but I could tell she had like a complicated status on Facebook, if you know what I'm saying. And then the funny thing was, I ran into her at Barnes and Noble that week, and she was with said complication. No. I have no idea what she looks like. I know she had beautiful eyes, but that's all I can tell you. And I ran into her that week, and I was like, this is crazy. But she was with a dude that, like, I could tell for an obvious reason that it was complicated, because he was kind of like very moody. And and then she like hit me up. She texted me and she's like, you want to hang out? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. But it was at this point where I was about to move back to Virginia. So it was like, I don't even know why I reached out in this way, because I don't really have time to invest in something like this. So we met together once at Barnes & Noble again, and then we never saw each other again. So
yeah.
But it was a confidence booster that she was able to still meet me there. And it was like,
for sure.
Yeah, I got it going on,
Yeah. Well, also it's one of those things where it's like I have to take this initiative for me, because like, if I don't do this, when am I ever going to do this? Like, I can't live with myself if I don't at least like try and do this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One of my best friends, he's 30 and he's single, and he lives actually in this town. We knew each other when I lived in Charlottesville, Virginia, but now he lives in Richmond area. And so we got together somewhat recently, and I'm like, dude, you are such a stud. Why are you not like married or dating or anything like that? He's like, it's hard, dude. Like, these days it is so hard. And he's like, everyone's on apps, and those apps are so shallow, and they're so like intended to be shallow. And then he says, he's like, I've given up on the apps. I'm just trying to meet people organically, but even that is like really hard these days. So anyway, I'm glad I got in when I did.
I know, right? I guess everything worked out. I guess.
I forget. Do you have an older relationship than I do? I know I have an older marriage than you do, but I think you might have met. When did you meet Sam?
March 8, 2013.
Okay, so we got married in 2013, so never mind.
Nice.
But and then wait, how long have you been married? Is it 10 years yet?
2015. So it's coming up. This is our 10-year anniversary. It'll be later this year. I just don't want to say the date because that's a little weird. I'll say October. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So
you get 31 guesses.
I mean, if you're lucky. If you're unlucky, I guess. But no, that's super cool. I dig that.
Because if I revealed the date of my wedding, everyone would know the combination to my luggage. They would
dox you, obviously, or you would dox yourself, I guess.
They'd go back in time and find my wedding.
All right, we got to talk about one thing that's been on our list of things to talk to, and then I want to open your fun poop in a box gift that I got you.
Nice.
So first, let's talk child psychology.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you have to say? Did you put this on, or was I supposed to explain it?
Oh, dude, I don't know what this is. Okay, so here's the. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Please hold. This is here on the list because 4 episodes ago,
I got to explain it to you later or something like that.
3 episodes ago, you said, remind me on a future episode or on next episode to tell you about child psychology marshmallow something.
Was this on the episode I said that?
Yeah, it was like immediately after we stopped recording or something like that.
So there is a really cool psychological experiment for children, for people. Did you know this?
No, I'm still laughing that you thought that I was going to launch it.
No, I thought you were going to be like, hey, I thought I probably told you the story, and you're like, well, I have an update on it. That's so funny. So some people have heard of this. It's called the marshmallow experiment, and you take a kid, maybe 5 years old. It depends. It'll change based on the age. Like the results will be differing. But you hand this child, you go into a room. It's a controlled environment. And you walk into the room, one kid in the room sitting at a table, and this, nice person walks into the room and says, hey, I have a marshmallow. And they say, here's what's going to happen, basically. If you eat this marshmallow, that's great. You get to eat a marshmallow. Amazing. But if you decide to not eat the marshmallow until I get back in the room, you will get 2 marshmallows total. So I'll give you another marshmallow. Mm-hmm. And so the premise of this experiment is delayed gratification, is this idea of putting off, they say skip a John to win a John. Shout out to Bryce. I almost said Bryce. I almost said Bryce Morita. But anyway, you should look it up. It's a really funny YouTube video that like lays it out and like the original. But here's the coolest thing is that they looked at these kids and said certain kids were able to wait and get 2 marshmallows. Certain kids ate their marshmallow and didn't get a second one. But the funniest part of the whole thing is watching the kids while they're alone in the room, looking at the marshmallow. And it's so funny. But I really want my children to be like really good at that. And I really want them to be able to delay gratification because they found that they followed some of these experimented kids or whatever, the better way to say it than that. And they said that the ones that usually were able to get 2 marshmallows were much more successful in college, much more successful in life in terms of financial security, in terms of going to college, in terms of these kind of things. But the ones that weren't able to delay, they often saw like less financial success, some prison, like stuff like that, where it wasn't like you're screwed, but it was like more on this side as opposed to this side. And it's very worth watching, and then watch the follow-up to it as well. There's a scientist, I want to say it was a TED talk as the scientist who ran it originally gave the results and talked about like how it turned out 15, 20 years later. But anyway, I want my kids to be really good at delayed gratification.
At not eating marshmallows. I was kind of hoping that you were going to say, they told the kid, now, if you wait till I come back, I will give you 2 marshmallows. And then they leave the room and they just never come back.
Have you ever seen, so there's this video on, you know what I'm talking about, where they're like, these people, they come into a room full of kids, like probably 10 kids around like a boardroom meeting. It's a fake video, of course. But they're like, they come into the room, two adults come in and they're like, all right, we brought you here and we're going to give you pizza. And then they're like, the kids start chanting and the adults are like, yeah, chant, pizza. And then you see them like leave the room and drive off. It's so good.
I have
seen kids are just so excited. Yeah, okay, cool.
That's in the back of my mind somewhere. I've definitely seen that. Oh, that's so funny.
Pizza. Yeah. So okay. Now I'm controlling this fun discussion. Entry buzz, and then we'll open.
Yeah, let's do it. So entry buzz, Old Forester adjacent, and actually something we pulled on the reentry buzz, and I was 100% sure that it was this Old Forester birthday bourbon we're drinking today. Jack 10.
This Brown Foreman, baby.
Yeah, this Jack 10 fooled me on the reentry buzz. I was like, this is the Old Forester birthday bourbon that's in there. I am 100% sure. Well, actually, I'm not sure what was in our pool, but mine in front of me here is batch 3.
Nice. We'll have to figure it out later.
Yeah.
All right. You ready for happy birthday gift? Poop in a box?
I'm ready to hear what you're drinking.
Oh, yeah. So I got Old Forester Brown Foreman. I got 1920 Prohibition style.
Awesome.
It's pretty good. It's like classic Old Forester notes, but it's like on the very good side of those notes.
That bottle might be my number 1 recommendation for somebody who wants to dive into bourbon a little more. They want something,
wants to step up the proof and the age. Yeah.
They want to pay a little more for a little more proof and a little more flavor and everything. Yeah. That is what I recommend. I love that bottle so much.
Nice. All right. I forget if I have to give you any
a speech. Give me a birthday speech.
No, like preface you with anything before you open this.
We've got these sweet Total Wine bags.
Nice.
It's beautiful. Look at this.
All right, just go for it. I'll explain if I think of anything afterwards. Does it have a note on the tag?
There is a tag on the bag that says, "Good friends deserve great spirits."
I wrote that myself.
And Sam even wrote to Bryan from Cole. How cute.
Oh, that's so sweet of her. She's awesome. All right, grab from the bottom.
Right. Grab from the bottom. Every time.
I got to tell you another story another time, but we won't hold off too long. Yeah.
I have grabbed the bottom. Oh my.
Grab the bottom.
Oh my. What is this? Cole. Cole. No.
That's me.
No. No.
Yeah, bro.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. And I beat you to it too. Believe it or not.
This was the other one. I recognize the smudge right here.
That's right.
This was
the week. Okay, so there's yes, that is the smudge one. But I happened to get two. And I gave you there's a reason I gave you the one with the smudge on it, because I knew you would be drinking this one very soon and you wouldn't mind having that. So technically I so here was my intention, was to barely outbid you on an auction site. And it turns out I did. And then the next week I saw one for like quite a few $100s less. And I was like, okay, I'll just, that was like weird. I was like, click, what have I done? And I was able to, so consider it a nothing. It was reasonably priced. Let's say that. So
we have an agreed upon limit here.
No, we didn't this time. But no, I don't want that to be like, now you got to throw down for me. No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. No.
Okay, we didn't even say what this was out loud for audio listeners. I have now in my hands, thanks to Cole, the best whiskey I've ever had in my entire life. It is Parker's Heritage, the 10th edition, the 24-year bottled and bond 100 proof. 24-year Parker's Heritage. Apparently,
in transit, the cork top, not the cork itself, was what broke loose.
Yeah.
So be careful.
When it was in your hands, it
was never in my hands technically.
Oh, okay. But we know that this little split in the label and everything wasn't there when it was procured?
I don't know. So here's what I assume happened is along the process, and I'm not naming names or anything, but someone might have grabbed it from the cork, and one might have dislodged the actual like top of the cork from the cork, and then might have ripped the thing, which I assume it's still good juice. So
yeah, well, I know what this tastes like, so we'll quickly find out.
Yeah, you'll be able to find out. Yeah. So now what we got to do is you gotta send me a sample of that, and then I gotta send you a sample of my best. And
then
we'll just have to do a best off.
And now earlier when I was still reeling from the fact that I just pulled this out of a bag, did you say you got two of these?
Yeah, the other one is en route to me, not to you. So I didn't get you two.
No, I know.
Yeah, but that would be crazy.
Dang, big spender over here, man.
Nah. It was it's funny. I won't explain what happened, but I am happy to gift you that. So
I'm dumbfounded.
But now you got two bottles because you were. I mean, no. You got 1.0 bottles, and you get to maybe potentially hold on to one.
So this was Max had a hand in this, I imagine, eh?
He sort of did. He did up it like okay. So I'll put it this way. So this is a weird story, but when I reached out to said company, I was like, hey, can I get Max to pick it up? And they're like, yeah, totally. But you still, your payment hasn't cleared. And I was like, okay, cool. Hopefully it clears by the time Max shows up to get his bottle. And it didn't. So I have a friend that lives 5 minutes from that company. And he grabbed it for me. He wrapped it in, I like literally Amazoned him the box, the tape, and I emailed him the label, and then a lot of saran wrap I gave him. I don't know if he saran wrapped it as good as he should have, but it got there. So
it did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It did. I saw I saw that there wasn't any mess anywhere, so I knew that nothing catastrophic had happened.
Yes.
All right. Well, I mean, do you want to hear what this cork sounds like?
Heck yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like that right there.
Yeah.
The top just came right off. So I will pliers that later, I guess.
Pliers it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should pliers it now. If you were gonna drink it now, you got to pliers it now. So I'll do the talking in the meantime. Hey everyone, this is the Cole Show, where you drink whiskey and I get to watch, and you probably should because you are. The end. You got some pliers?
That was lovely. Your solo monologue was great. You could have just hit up Chat GPT real quick and been like, quick, I'm live on a podcast. Tell me what to do.
Which we do here and there. Not for the, you know what I mean. We're sincere on this podcast.
Oh, man. The cork squeezed in so easy. I'm being so gentle on this.
Oh, take your time.
I can see I'm letting air in as I very delicately pull.
Just don't as you go up. It's crazy what 9 years will do to a whiskey sitting in a bottle. Oh, I see movement.
I know, yeah. It's halfway out. But oh yeah, let me get it closer here.
You'll need a replacement cork, I imagine. So ooh, that's 9 years of waiting, baby.
I could see like halfway down the cork, I could see like the cork starting to split and everything. Wow. Like if I had just pulled too hard, it looked like it would have just ripped in half.
So what I want to know is it as good as you remember? / is it real?
We will shortly find out. Yeah. Well, okay. So this is going in my favorite Glencairn, since this is my birthday episode. It's got a lovely, beautiful map of New Zealand on this Glencairn. So
I love it.
I never use this one because I'm too afraid that I'm going to break it. And like when I wash it, I'm like so delicate with it. When we were in New Zealand this recent time, I checked everywhere that could have possibly had this Glencairn, and they were all like, oh no, we stopped carrying that. So it's just unobtainable anymore.
Nice. Does this smell good? When's the last time you had it? Did you get a sample or did you drink it out like a bar?
I got a sample from somebody, and I drank that sample no more than 4 weeks ago.
When was the first time you had it?
It smells great, dude. First time I had it, I was part of a group where there was a very generous individual who on Christmas morning put out an offer for a free sample of this, and I was the first one.
Free sample of that? That's crazy.
1 ounce, but
still,
but yeah, I just happened to be right there,
right time,
and
right
I was
place.
The first one to respond, and I said, "Yep, me please," and so I got 1 ounce of that.
I love it. 24 years, 100 proof. Yeah.
I have absolutely zero doubts. Yeah.
So here's the cool thing is by you having this gift is that now I got to open my best bourbon or best whiskey of all time. So
I know. So right now we're going to do the Bryan Rap Show, and you're going to head on downstairs and grab that bottle right now. No, I'm kidding.
No, here's what we'll do. Well, I theoretically, that's what I'll do. For my birthday, I'll do it, and then we'll do a episode where the Shootin the Breeze segment might be like, or we'll do something for it, but we'll do something where we just literally drink both of our favorites and see which one we like more. If I can outdo your best in your mind.
Yeah. This is like I said this last time because I talked about it on the show when I drank this last time, the last time I had the sample. There is a Sazerac 18 quality to this.
Nice.
That's like it's just candy and oak to the max. I went and poured Saz 18 so that I could see just how similar it is. And like that, the amount of age that went into this is totally present on both of those. But the Saz, of course, is a rye and is way more fruity. And this one has the like brown sugar backbone to carry it.
Nice.
Through.
But it's like candy, you said. That's a great note for bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny to me because I have my opinions typically about Heaven Hill. And I imagine that's probably the standard Heaven Hill bourbon mash bill. So I'm looking forward to finding out what 24 years and 100 proof does to it. Yeah.
Goodness. Well, thank you.
Nice. Yeah.
Thank you very,
Happy
very
birthday. Much. Yeah. All right. We're going long on Shootin the Breeze segment. So let's send it over to our next segment of the show called History right after this quick break.
Today's episode is brought to you by our newest Patreon subscriber, Sander Sindel. Now, we've only learned a few things about Sander, and they only confirm this. Sander's got wisdom and patience like he was aged in a charred oak barrel for 20 years. He's got character and depth that leaves you thinking, now that's quality. He's like the perfect proof point for a bourbon. Strong enough to make a statement, but smooth enough to elevate everything around him. We heard Sander once picked out a private barrel just by looking at it, and the master distiller just nodded and said, yep, that's the one. That warm, satisfying feeling you get from the first sip of your favorite bourbon on a cool evening is just like the kind of warmth and generosity Sander Sindel shows by supporting us on Patreon. So cheers to Sander and his impeccable taste in whiskey and in podcasts.
Welcome back. We're off our break. We're back at the business, but not like the business we do at the beginning of the episode, but just like the business of the history. So anyway, quick shout out to Max for being a baller and being willing to help me out so much with Bryan's birthday present. Old Forester Birthday Bourbon. Happy birthday. This is the 2017 release. We're going way back in time. We're going 8 years ago, but this one's really special. And another shout out actually to Brian Duncan, one of our Patreon supporters, for sending us this or sharing with us this sample. What a baller. What a friggin' baller. For all the peeps out there. Anyway, this is most definitely not our first Old Forester product on the podcast. We've done at least 8 episodes featuring the brand. But we've done only one birthday bourbon. That was episode 111. That was 252 episodes ago. Where we drank it the 2019 vintage. So let's go a little back in time to taste the 2017 release. We'll talk about history of Old Forester Birthday Bourbon, since we've mostly already covered a lot on George Garvin Brown and Old Forester in general. So here's the Birthday Bourbon history. First released in 2002 to honor George Garvin Brown and his birthday, which is September 2nd. The first vintage dated bourbon in the industry, apparently. I looked that up and that's what it says, but I'm like, maybe it is, like with like a vintage date on it. But then again, like Blanton's, even though they're not like releases, they're single barrels, did have dates on the bottles. So anyway, that's what it said on the site I looked at. So created to celebrate the brand's heritage and showcase extra age limited bottlings. It's similar to like, you can't fully compare it to like Parker's Heritage or E.H. Taylor special editions because those are more experimental. These are all like the same mash bill, around the same age. They're just different like locations of aging and stuff like that. But it is still kind of cool that they showcase, decently aged limited bottlings. The 2006 release was the oldest one of the series. It was at 13 years. The 2019 release was the highest proof, and that was at 10. What? That can't be right. Oh, no. Yeah, 2019 was at 105, but then it was succeeded by 2024, which was 107, which is low proof for a 12-year-ish bourbon.
Yeah.
At least, you assume they're at cask strength, but they're not necessarily at cask strength, these guys. Each release was made from barrels filled on a single day, apparently. but aged in varied warehouse locations and floors, causing different variation to each release. Some notable batches differences include factors of heat cycles, warehouses, floor heights. For example, 2023 came out from heat cycled warehouse I, which had a decent effect on the intensity and proof of the release. Proof range spans from 2003, 89 proof, to 107 in 2024. Age range, yeah, it's pretty low. Age range release ages range across releases, so they're not all the same proof, as we kind of already alluded to. But typically 8 to 13 years, mostly in the 12-year range. Annual batches use around 95 to 120 barrels in general. Usually that's like between 12,000 and 14,000 barrels or bottles. Retail pricing hovers around 150 these last few years, but secondary market values are definitely much higher. This is a rare allocated product. I was able to look up the pricing from 2009, which wasn't the earliest, but what do you think it cost in 2009 for a barrel or a bottle of birthday bourbon?
MSRP wise?
MSRP.
I'd probably go $70.
$40.
Oh, dang.
No, it was a different time.
No kidding, yeah.
Every release is vintage specific and unique. Like I said, proof, age, and character vary year by year. So here's what we're drinking. We're drinking the 2017, one of the two-ish, not fully two, releases from 2017. So was there a year that had two? Technically 2017, but technically not. But there was also 2003 had a fall and spring release that year. So this is technically the 17th annual. Even though it started in 2002, the 2017 was the 17th release of birthday bourbon. It is 12 years, distilled May 27th, 2005, and bottled in 2017. The proof, this is the interesting one. There were two proofs to this release, and apparently it had to do with the bottling process. They realized halfway through bottling that some evaporation loss changed as they were bottling it. So the first portion of the batch was 96 proof, which was the majority of states that it was sent to. But there were 3 states, Florida and Georgia, and Kentucky got both, apparently. But Florida and Georgia got 95.4 proof. They got the lower proof variety of this. MSRP in 2017 was only $80. So similar to what you were thinking. Sort of. Wow. 93 of the barrels in this release were matured on the 4th floor of Warehouse G, which is known apparently for its spicier profile. And then 27 barrels were matured on the 5th floor of Warehouse K, which is apparently known for its sweeter, more rounded notes. Barrels were placed along the external walls of a heat-cycled warehouses, apparently adding to intensity. Mash bill is standard Old Forester mash bill. Do you know what that is, Brian?
72-18-10?
You got it. Perfect. And the 18 is rye, in case anyone was wondering. The estimated bottles, it was about 18,000, apparently. There was if we assume that there is about 155 bottles a piece, but that's just an assumption. Total wine price in 2017, I think I already mentioned that. Yep, but these days the releases, it was $80 in 2017, but these days they're like 200 a release at MSRP. Not even going to mention secondary. So let's pour it out.
Shout out I'm just Bryan looking
Duncan, the baller.
Yeah. So I won a Total Wine lottery for the 2024 birthday, which I have here and which I will pour to compare side by side. Nice. So actually, let's get a little cork pepperoni here.
Did I ever tell you I just ruined it. No. Did I ever tell you my experience with buying Old Forester birthday bourbons?
No.
So in 2015, I got my first Old Forester birthday bourbon. It was one of the better bottles we got, me and Trevor, when we used to write the blog Whiskey Goals. And by me, I mean mostly me, but we did it together to get the bottles. We worked together to get the bottles. I was the one that wrote the blog, for the record. And I got a 2015, and I didn't love it. And I was pretty young in my appreciation of whiskey and bourbon. So I don't know if I tried it again today, if I would love it or not. But in 2016, I got on the Virginia lottery, because I moved to Virginia around that time. I got 3 stinking bottles of 2016 birthday bourbon. Mm-hmm. I traded one for a E.H. Taylor 4-grain when that one came out in 2017. Mm-hmm. I traded one for I forget. But anyway, and then I traded the other apparently too. I never drank any of them because I was not impressed by 2015. So I was like, 2016 is not that great. Later, I tried 2016 and it was incredible. And I was like, I just got rid of 3 amazing bottles. So,
But you might have traded for 3 other amazing bottles.
Yeah.
Real quick, something that is on this neck tag here that I didn't hear you mention is birthday bourbon stems from a production featuring an unusually brief fermentation period that lasts less than 3 days. Huh. So when they mash this and ferment and everything, that fermentation period is lower for birthday bourbon batches.
Nice. Great fruity white sugary nose on this.
Oh yeah, totally agree on the white sugar. And like first time I noticed this while you were talking earlier, I think my eyes like got real big. It's like this has a delicate like creamy strawberry thing on the nose that it really stands out and is super memorable.
That's really good. Really love the fruity notes, but there is this complexity to it, because it changes from fruity to like nicely sweet oaky at the end. I love it.
Sweet oaky at the end, totally get. Mm-hmm. The I will say the finish is holding me back a little bit. It gets a little thin and minerality on the finish, but the early palate and the mid palate are all about sweet oak and baking spices. And I mean like delicate oak and delicate baking spices. It's absolutely a impress somebody pour for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this one. Definitely stands out even among like Old Forester. I can enjoy Old Forester, but it doesn't remind me of like what I just drank from my entry buzz with the 1920.
So, wow. I just nosed and sipped the 2024. Now, keeping in mind, there's like 10 proof points in between these. Because what was this? 94 or the one where the 2017? Oh my gosh. Did I do this on yours?
95.4.
95.4. Okay. So yeah, it's about 11 proof points higher. The 2024 is. It's got a way more syrupy nose.
Wait, what?
I am also drinking my 2024 side by side.
But the 2024 is 107?
Correct.
Okay, you said the other way. I was like, wait, this isn't stronger than the 2027. Yeah. Or 20.
Yeah. So when I nose the 10, 11 proof point higher birthday bourbon, which is the 2024, it's way more syrupy. And it's nowhere near as delicate. I'm not getting the strawberry creamy. I'm not getting the white sugar. I'm just getting kind of intense syrupy oak with this. Nice. And on the palate too, I would have guessed it's way more than 10 proof points different. Not that it itself is very hot or anything, but just relatively. I think the 107 one, I think the 2024 drinks 107 proof, but I think the 2017 it maybe even drinks below the 94 point whatever it is.
Oh, interesting. I mean, it's really not that high proof, even 107. Yeah, I love the fruitiness. I love the white sugariness. It's definitely not what we were drinking last week with like stewed fruits and stuff like that. This is nice and fruity, nice and not too bright, but brighter than your average Old Forester. And by fruity, I mean mostly berries, little bit of apples, but not like in a blackberry wild turkey way. It's kind of not as bright, but it's still, yeah, it's got a great sweetness to it. Love it.
I think clear winner for me is the 2017. I think that the 2017 is so much more impressive than the 2024. All of the fruit and everything that you get on the 2017 just is so much more fun of a sip. But I got to know, Cole, did I also write on your sample bottle that it was the Old Forester Birthday 2107?
No, you just wrote 2017. Yeah. Look
Boom.
at you.
I wrote 2107 on mine. Yeah.
It's from the future.
I know. Yeah.
I just
great.
dropped
Did you
a
do
drop.
water?
Yeah. Still a great nose. This is a great nose. The oak is not too present on the nose, but the fruitiness is. I love it.
Nice. There's also like a smoky charcoaly thing going on here for me. And I didn't just get that on the water. I was getting that on the neat pour too, where it just like you can smell the barrel char, I feel like, too.
Nice. I dig that. On the palate with water, nice sweet oak continues, but even more so sweet oak. It goes from like fruity, and that flips upside down as like sweet oak.
Totally agree. I don't think I could say it any better. It's just like we're just nailing the points on this very, very concisely. I like it.
What we're talking about.
It's like, it's weird because it's this weird mix of being like one note, but also complex at the same time.
Yeah.
Where it's like this whiskey is very easy to describe. It's very easy to describe and very easy to tell you how it feels.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't require a lot of explanation. Like I don't have to sit here and I'm not coming up with a million different things and trying to justify this or that. It's just like, it just is what it is. And it's very good.
So you know what, you know who shared 2016 birthday bourbon with me was Brandon Hunt of Bourbon Charity.
Oh, cool.
And he was like, this is honestly the most birthday cakey bourbon I've ever had. So it's fun that it's birthday bourbon and it tastes like buttercream icing.
Right.
And he was right. It was. This is very different. This is not buttercream icing or cake icing or anything like that. But the fruitiness is really good. And now I want to try the 2015 again and be like, was I just palately immature? You know.
Palately, I like it.
Yeah.
I have an ice cube.
Wait.
Glen
what do you prefer, ice or water?
You know, it really didn't make too much of a difference for me. I think I prefer neat than.
Me too.
Yeah, but the sweet sugary oak deal with ice is really coming out.
Nice. Ooh, it is sugary. Very sugary. It's less fruity, more sugary. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I'm almost getting a little like icing there. In a good way.
Yeah. The on the palate now, the oak's a little on the bitter side now. Kind of to be expected with ice. There's still a good amount of fruit there. I like, it makes me think of yellow orange color fruits.
Yeah.
But I don't think
it's not preferable. Yeah. But it's like there's sometimes I put ice in a whiskey and I can't even finish it. No, I can finish this one just fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps the viscosity pretty well with ice. So like I'm mildly impressed with ice, but I definitely don't think it's any better with ice. That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, better go back to neat though here.
Although when I said I couldn't finish it, it is getting much worse the further it like develops into the ice pour. I don't think I could finish anymore, but luckily I'm out. At least of the ice pour. I still got this much in the bottle.
I was gonna say you gotta start chugging then in that case.
Yeah. Rating. Let me look at the rating scale. I'm gonna start with the letter rating today. I'm gonna give this an A. I think A represents extremely solid and well-rounded. No substantial negative comment can be made. But then B is, maybe I'll say A minus. I'll say A minus because B is clearly stands out. And this definitely stands out. It's very good. I'm going to say A minus because it's just a little bit below like extremely solid and well-rounded, but it is very good. So A minus for me. I'm going to give this a 9.1. Stand by that one. Yeah.
Do you have any negative comments?
Of the neat pour, no.
Yeah, I think I'm A minus also. Nice. Jumping on that train. Same reasons, totally agree. Extremely solid, well-rounded. It very clearly stands out. My negative comment is the finish. I wish the finish had more to it than some oak astringency and light baking spice. Like that's kind of all the finish is. The finish kind of comes across a little bitter. And if there was more sweetness, if there was more viscosity and thickness, this could be an incredible whiskey. Yeah. But that finish just doesn't quite do it for me. So I'm not going to give it the full A. Yeah.
I can appreciate that. All right. Now that we've given our ratings, I think it's time for our next segment of the show. We like to call Whiskey World News.
All right, everybody, welcome back. So this is Whiskey World News, and I have an email here from our good friend of the podcast, Christy Cahill from Sazerac PR here, who has graciously provided samples in the past.
So I thought it was official. Yeah.
Oh, no. So I, of course, reached out about this too. Yeah. But anyway, she says, Buffalo Trace Distillery reaches higher with the introduction of Eagle Rare 12, a permanent new addition to its award-winning portfolio. New addition. So this should be a staple.
It's officially on shelves. Or it will be.
Not seeing any hints that this is like a annual release or something like that. Like this seems like it should just be a thing. No batches, no annual release.
I imagine it'll be as rare as like Colonel H. Taylor small batch or single barrel. Like you won't see it all the time, but you'll see it.
Yeah. I feel like I would guess more on the like H. Taylor single barrel level. Like I probably only see H. Taylor single barrel like twice a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like small batch is like every other month. There's usually some small batch somewhere. But anyway, one can hope. Who knows? And anyway, let's recap the differences here between the new one and the old one. The old one being these plain old Eagle Rare 10 that everyone's so familiar with already. The new one is 12 years. And if you got your calculator out, that is 2 more years than the
20%, baby.
20% older. It is 95 proof, which is 5 proof points higher than Eagle Rare 10. Eagle Rare 10 is at 90 proof.
0.055, I think.
Oh man, you got it.
Or I'm sorry,
get the calculator out on that one.
5.55%. Let's figure that one out. Yeah.
That sounds so believable. I'll take that.
Take it.
I was gonna go over or under, but I think I'm right on.
I was right. 5.55%, baby.
Numbers guy knows his numbers here. Yeah. Price wise, MSRP. Hopefully, you can find it at MSRP. It is $49.99, which I had a hard time
20% or 25% technically. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a hard time finding what the true MSRP of Eagle Rare is. There wasn't anything definitive that I was seeing
it's
like
like
straight from
40-ish.
Buffalo Trace. But yeah, I figured
But it's
40.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, so about $10 more. So you're paying $10 more for 5 more proof and 2 more years. Like, sign me up. Why wouldn't I do that? If I had the choice between the two, I'm of course gonna get this one. This sounds great. But now I have an over under for you, Cole. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
My guess for the first bottle to hit secondary is that it's going to be priced at $300. Over or under? Over? You take it over?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome, but not awesome.
Yeah. The first it's going to be
first
like
one.
At least 400. Yeah.
All right. Time will tell.
And then people will be like, it's on every shelf, dude. Don't sell it to that much.
I know. Yeah. Kind of like what happened with the old fits, or what's probably soon to happen in the next month or so, I guess. But yeah, but anyway.
Yeah. That's what I got.
Yeah. One more thing. Did you see on the official product photo? It looked like the foil top was gold instead of silver. Did you see that?
I think I saw that. It was like a goldish.
Yeah.
I'm excited, dude. Like, I love Eagle Rare 10. It can only get better. A little higher proof, a little higher age. It can't be bad. It's Buffalo Trace. It's Nashville #1. I love it. It's gonna be amazing.
I didn't
like. I remember I blinded Eagle Rare 10 versus Buffalo Trace. Similar, same proof, different age. Dude, Eagle Rare blew it out of the water. So I can only imagine a little more age will add to it. I mean, I love Eagle Rare 17. So let's be real. It's probably between the two.
Yeah.
So
the gold foil top, it's so subtle. Like, I definitely didn't even notice it at first. And the on the top of the foil, it's got a nice little 12 stamped on it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Similar to Double Eagle Very Rare, where it's got the bird on top. Right along those lines.
I thought you were about to tell me that Eagle Rare 10 had a 10 on top. I mean, it might for all I know, but I don't.
No, I think it's the birdie.
Okay.
Eagle, I think.
Yeah. Do you have an unopened Eagle Rare laying around anywhere?
I have one. Yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's downstairs. Yeah.
Right. Oh, so you can grab the seasoned wood while you're down there.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what? If we drink that, obviously you can drink that on your birthday, but if you want me to drink it with you on your birthday,
I will do that. Yeah, I'll pour a little.
That might need to happen here.
We can't do it for the episode though, because technically we've already done a full episode on seasoned wood. Yeah.
But we haven't done a Bryan episode on the seasoned wood. No, I'm happy to do whatever. It's fine.
Yeah. But we'll drink it.
Seasoned wood. Redo.
I got a month before I need to get that to you, so we're good. Yeah.
Nice. All right, let's skedaddle. Oh, you know what? Let me pull up Instagram real quick. We only just earlier today posted the story.
It was like 4 hours ago.
But let me see if there's any responses worth mentioning here. For some reason, Instagram's going extremely slowly. But the question that was posed to the audience was, if you could try the oldest barrel from any distillery, which distillery are you picking?
We got some good answers. Man,
we got
some matching answers.
Neck and neck on the votes here.
Ooh.
But on the write-ins here. All right, we'll tease the double here. We got whiskey Patty and Mile High Marco. Mile High Marco, did he change his name?
Hey, Marco and AZ's finally a mile high.
He's finally in the Mile High Club.
Marco and CO. I bet you Marco and CO is taken. That's why I had to change it.
Oh yeah. But Mile High Marco.
Congrats, Marco, on closing on your new house in Aurora. Yeah, but I won't dox you any more than that.
There was a Facebook thing that they posted on his feed, and he had like a gigantic paper key, and I really wanted to comment like, dang, you got to carry that house key around with you everywhere. But I was like, I should just leave him alone. Everybody else is being all nice in there.
He hit me up yesterday and he's like, I got to crack this Weller 12 now. So good for you. Crack that Weller 12.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Mile High Marco and Whiskey Patty both said Middleton. So that's an interesting
Very
one.
good answer. I could
I know,
imagine
yeah.
I bet they have 30, 40-year stocks in there. Yeah.
Dude, for sure. So good. But we are skipping over the rest of the results this time. We'll hit you up next time with those. But I have a
Ooh.
question for you
Question
now.
away. Yep.
That question is, would you rather have a whole bottle of something allocated, pretty allocated,
Yeah.
or would you rather have one pour of a ridiculous, super insane unicorn?
All right. So you gave an example of like Michter's 10 versus Michter's 20.
Whole bottle of Michter's 10 or one pour of Michter's 20?
Hard one. That is really hard. Or like Double Eagle Very Rare versus Eagle Rare 17. No, would Eagle Rare 17 live up to that?
Well, so I mean, it might but that's a great example too. Even though, Eagle Rare 17 is very allocated, but Double Eagle Very Rare is like ridiculous. Double Eagle Very Rare is like MSRP of like $2,000 or something crazy, and just like when would you ever get to try that otherwise? So that I think the differential between those two totally fits the bill too.
So let's nail this down. So what's like, for example, like I feel like the Michter's 10 versus Michter's 20 is a really good example. What is secondary for Michter's 10? Like 2024A or 2024A?
325.
Okay, and then what's secondary for 20 year? 3,000. Okay, gotcha.
3,300.
So it's like a 10. Let's say it's like a 10-ish multiplier.
Yeah, actually, that's
but
good.
That's not gonna. What is Eagle Rare, Double Eagle Very Rare running? 10?
No, definitely not.
No. What about?
Man, I just saw one the other day. I want to say maybe it's only 3 or 4 actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Eagle Rare 17 is going like 10 or 1,000 or something, maybe around
it's
there. Not even.
Still 1,300, 1,400.
Dang.
God, I wish not even.
Dang. Yeah. Let's say this 25 Eagle Rare 25 versus Eagle Rare 17.
Okay,
that might be a 10 multiplier.
I have no idea. I never see that.
Let's say like that'll be my thing. Is like, do I drink the Eagle Rare 17, or do I buy a bottle of Eagle Rare 17, or do I drink the Eagle Rare 25?
Yeah.
It's a hard one, but I'm gonna go with the 17. I'm gonna go.
Nice. I was kind of hoping you
drink
would.
It. I get to drink the whole thing.
Over and over
and
again.
I love it as it is. So
yeah. You get 12 large pours of Eagle Rare 17.
Large pours. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad you did that, because I'm leaning the special. I think I want one insane experience rather than like 12 very solid experiences. So I'm going the one special pour.
It's funny because I think I told you this one time that I got to sniff a bottle of Michter's 20 bourbon, and it smelled darn good. Like,
I'm sure it did.
Good.
So what were you at the bar or something, or what?
Yeah, I was at a bar. I was in Madison, Wisconsin, and they have actually, when we do our cool meetup this September, still pending, don't buy your tickets yet. It's called like Caskin Ale. No, I forget what it's called. But it wasn't a really cool whiskey bar in downtown Madison, and that's where I got to sniff it. Yeah.
Wasn't even your bar. You weren't even working there. You were just like, "Hey, Mr. Bartender, can I smell that bottle?"
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah," but I knew what I was talking about, so he was like, "I'll trust this guy to just sniff it."
Yeah, I trust he won't get his nose any closer than 1 inch from the
he won't put his nose hairs down the down the barrel or down the bottle. So
respectful. Yeah, very good. Very good. Yeah. Well, this is good. I like the would you rathers, and I made a little note to myself. I said, come up with a bunch of would you rathers, because it's so perfect, so easy for an Instagram poll. So look for that. Later this week, we will be asking you whether you want a whole bottle of something good or one sip of something ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right. What are we drinking next week?
I have 3 question marks in the show notes here about next week. So you tell me, man.
Let's see. We got time. We're already on a long. No, we're actually not that long today.
I know. Well, I tell you, when we were drinking the birthday bourbon, it just like we were just cruising, man. That was the fastest ever, I think.
That's good.
Yeah, sit here for 10 minutes and think about what to drink next week. We got time.
Let's waste everyone's time. So we still got this William LaRue 2023 up here.
That does. I'm itching for that now. We've been trying for that for so long.
But what do we put it against?
Nothing. Yes. We just say, "Hey, let's do this."
All right. We were actually planning on it this week, or maybe it was last week. No, last week, and then we got the black art. We're like, all right, screw that. We're doing black art. So yeah, we'll do William LaRue Weller 2023.
Yeah, we could put up a poll that says, "Should we drink William LaRue Weller? Yes or no?"
But no, and then we'll skip a week if they say no. Yeah,
yeah, everyone might just be like, "No."
Dude, you know what's crazy? When I was with co-hosting with Adam, we would every now and then skip a week. I don't think we skipped a week since Robbie started.
Since Robbie started, I don't think you have either. Actually,
that's like episode. That's like almost 280 episodes, or it's a little over 280 episodes since Robbie started.
Yeah. Well, I remember, whatever year it was, there was a January where it was you and Rob, and you were both doing Dry January. So you preloaded like 4 or 5 episodes. Yeah. Like I remember y'all would be shooting the breeze, and it's like, well, what have you done since we talked 1.5 hours ago or whatever?
Yeah, exactly. that was great. We were good at that. But
yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Robbie. He's in Spain enjoying his vacation.
Did he have a layover in Richmond?
That would have been very upsetting if he did, because he's big into not Virginia. I'll tell you that.
That's true. Yeah. He is not a lover at all. Yeah.
No, dude. Virginia is for lovers, and he is not that. He is not that.
Do you know what he's doing in Spain? I mean, obviously he's on vacation,
just
but like
with his wife, enjoying life. Yeah.
Was there anything in particular? Did he mention like, we're gonna get some Madeira while we're over there or anything?
I do know that he was gonna be drinking a little wine. So it's Spain. You got to drink some Spanish wine.
Yeah, dude. I think Spanish is my favorite type of red overall.
Rioja.
So I don't know anything about anything, but I know that as I've sampled this and that, the powerful, sweet, jammy, fruity stuff just seems to be the most going on with Spanish wines. So,
dude, that's where you can get good. I think Oloroso and Pedro Jimenez are both from Spain.
Yeah.
Let alone good Riojas. I don't know if that's true.
I don't even know what that is.
It's just. I think there's Roja. Is
Dude,
Roja red? Idea. I don't know. Someone's gonna correct me, and I'm down to hear it.
Roja is Spanish for red. Yeah.
So what's Rioja then? Am I just making this up? Rioja.
It's a red river. Rio Roja
is famous wine in Spain, a wine region in Spain, renowned for its red wines. Okay, so I'm not crazy.
Whoa!
Yeah. What?
I was just thinking about whether you were crazy or not.
I'm definitely crazy. Yeah,
weighing the pros and cons.
I'm excited for the Reentry Buzz. We're starting a new season soon.
Yeah, that's right.
Can't tell you when.
Yeah, clean slate, fresh start here for me.
You're good at clean slate normally. So, all right. Well, I hope you guys had a good time. Thanks for joining us. Hope you guys are able to find you a bottle on the shelf of 2017 birthday bourbon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed listening to me open this crazy bottle that now has a Old Forester 1910 cork on it.
Nice. It's dark, man.
I know.
I hope it's dark.
24 years, it better be. You can barely see some light coming through that thing. Barely.
Nice.
The abyss.
Well, I hope you enjoy an extra bottle whenever you may or may not get one.
Right.
But most of all, listeners, I hope that our love of whiskey lifted your spirits.
Welcome back to the Bryan Rapp Show, where it's just Bryan Rapp drinking out of a mug.